Hey again, guys. I had to jump back on here. I have something on my mind. I'm going to do something I never do on my channel, and I'm going to swear. And so, if you don't want to hear that, you can stop the video now. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. So when we collect cards, we are really collecting not only players, but human beings. And one of the arguments for collecting vintage players, vintage cards, is because those players, especially the ones that have passed, you know exactly what you're getting. You know exactly what you're investing in. And so you can't be surprised later. When you are investing in new players, and even players that are retired but still alive, they can do things in their personal life that drastically affects not only the prices for their cards, but maybe your desire to have those cards or collect those players. You know, players like O.J. Simpson, Lawrence Phillips, maybe Lenny Dykstra, players who, after they left the game, had major issues. So this is always a struggle and always a gamble. For those of you who invest in young players, that's always a gamble. So if you're paying a ton of money for somebody like Johnny Manziel, for instance, his cards, not by today's standards, but by the past standards, were selling for ridiculous amounts of money compared to a lot of established stars. And so what do you do when, you have this favored player on your team? He's a veteran. He's the best player at his position. He holds 15 all-time records while he's still playing. And he becomes a total dick. And he leaves your team. And he becomes even worse. And he leaves the game, comes back to the game, loses his damn mind on national TV, quits in the middle of a game right before the playoffs, takes his shirt off, and throws all his equipment into the stands. I mean, what do you do? You know, Antonio Brown was the best receiver at one time. And I was a huge fan when he was with the Steelers. I got his #1 rookie card here. I mean, I got other autograph cards. Got all kind of game used cards. Got all kind of short printed cards. One year I asked my wife for his autographed helmet for Christmas. And I have this. And now look at him. I'm curious on your thoughts. This is a guy that's been in the league a long time. You know, when like the Ray Rice incident, he was up and coming. He was starting to establish himself. But Antonio Brown, I might have to give him a pass because I don't know if Burfict really did some serious damage to him. His personality changed after that season. And he may have brain damage or mental problems because his behavior is not normal behavior. But this is something, us as collectors struggle with. And if you're an investor, it's something that should be concerning if it's not. Because I tell you what, he was on track to break all kind of records and be one of the game's all-time greats. And he just walked away from Pittsburgh and became, sat out and continued to have problems and domestic problems. And then he was just used sparingly. And he was on track to be one of the greats. And, what would this card be worth if he was up there with the ranks of Jerry Rice at the end of his career? Because he stayed healthy. If he had a quarterback on every team he played, for his whole career, he would have put up some phenomenal stats. And it's sad what has happened to him, really. It's very sad. But as collectors, I'd be interested to know your thoughts. So, as always, thanks for watching.